Hello and welcome to another interesting episode of Just Africa. And of course, here we spotlight events, individuals, collective responsibilities that shape the continent. And of course, today again, we will be having a very, very insightful conversation. But I'm not going to be having a conversation today alone. I've got maybe Dollar looking very radishing, sitting close to me in red. I don't know. Not a lady in red. Welcome, though. How are you doing today?
Looking African. I'm very
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, I agree. But we both do because I mean I've got a stash
Yeah,
of it, a
you're
splash of
right.
it on my shirt. But how's the day been? I know Lagos cried, parts of Lagos cried yesterday.
Yeah, yes, part of Lagos, really. Not,
How was it
not,
all?
not
Yeah,
every
yeah.
part of Lagos.
And today we're talking music
Mm,
because I mean it's a means for people to tell their stories and of course we had to spotlight different genre even here. Last time we were talking music, we were
yeah.
talking to people who do fella kind of music because we are doing celebration at the time, and then we're highlighting Afrobeat.
Mm.
They made middays with Afrobeat and Afrobeats. I keep mixing
Yeah.
that too. But we're spotlighting how Afrobeat was able to change culture. You know, people get to learn about different genres and talk about how you can use music to tell stories,
Yeah.
educate people, a generation, and of course to also keep whatever message that you've used for different years. But I mean, I like the fact that we now see music no longer as just something to enjoy and soothe you. You can use it at different points in times and different lives. I mean, I do expect us to also have that kind of robust conversation with the guest that we're having today.
Yes. For Africa right now, music is no longer just about sound and
Mm,
entertainment.
mm,
We're not using music to tell our stories. We're not using music to talk about our history. We're not
mm,
using music to even talk about what is happening. You know, especially the historical part of music, it's something that is very important. It's something that even if you do not understand the language, by the time you start asking questions and you begin to know the meaning behind some songs, you'll be like, wow. I
mm.
always like this folklore. Èrò ọjà olówó, jalolo,
Lalo,
jalolo. Èrò ọjà ọlọ́mọ, jalolo, jalolo. You know, those are songs. So when I personally went asking someone, what is behind the meaning? They said
mm,
it is the story of a woman who lost her child in the market. You know, so
mm.
you see, there is a whole lot that music is doing in Africa. So expressing Africa through rhythm, it is something that yes, we should be exploring more because it tells our stories, it tells so many things about the African culture.
Known for his soulful fusion of rhythm and reflection, Henroshan is not just making music, he is creating a movement, one that celebrates depth, storytelling, and evolving sound of the continent. We dive into the man behind the music, his beginnings, inspirations, and the message behind the rebirth. In an era where Africa's creative industries are gaining unprecedented global attention, Henry stands as a voice of renewal and authenticity, representing a new generation that believes art can heal, inspire, and redefine what it means to be African in sound and in soul.
Yeah.
This conversation isn't just about music, it's about creativity as a tool to identify and, of course, evolutionize. It is about how artists like Hiroshi are shaping Africa's cultural renaissance. One note, one lyric, and one story at a time. Hello and welcome, Hen Roshan with me. Hen Roshan, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today. And I wish I actually was in the studio with you guys, to feel the energy,
Yeah.
and to sit beside the lady in red as well.
Aww.
All right, Roshan, let's dive straight in because time is never our friend when we're having fun, right? So let's start on time. Take us through your journey, right? Take us back to the beginning. How did your journey into music start?
Well, I mean, it might sound cliche, but I mean, like every artists might really say they started up from the church choir. I mean that's my that's my starting steps as well. I
Okay.
I did start from the church choir, yeah, and when I knew music was a thing for me, I had to go from just singing in the church choir to being part of a music group at the time called Bright Stars in Port Harcourt. We
Okay.
were five in number, and at the time, there's this thing where when you have a particular vision and you see that everybody in a particular team does not see that same vision like you do, sometimes you tend to want to take the extra step, which I did, and decided to cut off the group and went solo. And since then till now, I've been releasing music, I've been performing, I've been just in and around the entertainment and music industry. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, everybody wanted erosion, invasion. Short, short, short. Please, what
Mm-hmm.
brought about erosion as a name? And of course, how does it reflect in the kind of sound and your personality in music?
Okay, I mean, first, the name Henroson actually stemmed from my name. My name is Henry. And
Okay.
way back, I had friends who, yeah, like, a lot of people call whoever answers bears the name Henry. You hear people call them Henro. But for me, mine was more like some sort of discussion I had way back in school. Physics would say that a body is said to be in motion or not in motion where that body is at rest, right? And at the
Mm,
time I said to myself, I'm not at rest. I want to be in motion. I want to keep,
I get it
living,
now.
keep surviving, keep moving. And that's how I got the word motion and Henro, and I brought that together and I had Henrotion, which simply means Henry in motion.
Mm,
Now
Okay.
that also has impacted my style of music, right? And so I do music for every single heart, really, every single heart out there that needs to be fed. Because I always say that music is the food for the soul, right? So it's important, and not just any kind of music, right? So that's my main focus, and having that name has really really impacted on my craft as well as kind of music that I do, to always evolve and always keep having something to say that's gonna be impactful in the hearts of people.
does
Okay.
that mean that your song is basically just soul and R&B, your genre?
So I mean not just totally R&B and soul. So for me it's more like excuse me, it's more like how do I evolve, right? I mean, we have like the current vibe, the Amapiano sound, and all of that. So what I try to do is I try to be in the time, but not lose who I am, not lose my source, not lose my style in the time. So I mean, there's a song that I have out there already titled "Economy," and that song was done in the Amapiano sound. But
Okay.
if you listen closely to that song, you also see that Henroshan was still trying to be, or still is Henroshan, because I'm all about the message. I'm all about what I'm trying to say to people, right? So I was speaking about the economy, how the effect of the economy. I was speaking about how we can live, above or beyond the status of our economy and all of that stuff. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So I love the fact that you discovered your sound very early and you are dealing with it rightly. Now, how about other artists? What do they need to do? Because some persons can't really find their sound. They don't know where they really stand. Is there something, or was there something you did that enabled you find that sound, that thing that you knew would help you do well, that other artists need to find out as well?
Well, I mean, for me, I would say first of all, you need to kill the whole competition spirit,
Mm.
right? I mean, if there's anybody you need to compete with, is yourself. Is how to better yourself. I see that in life, when people try to compete with other people, they tend to, you know, go past their original self because you're trying to be someone else. You're trying to go past somebody. If we are having more like a music competition, is a different situation, right? But I'm just talking about life generally, and I'll bring that to the music. So musicians should learn to find peace in their sound. find peace in what you've decided you want to do as music, right? It's important. When you find peace at that, you see it's the music is just going to come to you with ease. It's just going to be easy on you, and that way you'll be able to identify what sound suits you best, be able to identify how you should, convey your whatever information you have. And when you have that particular spirit or that particular piece, it's everything any musician would or should, look for. When you have that piece, it's final. So my advice would be, I know it's not one fits fit all, but it's important to always know that you can only be better than yourself. Try not to be in any competition with anybody, because when you're trying to compete to this person's sound, that way you'll be leaving your original sound, trying to, do something. And sometimes you don't even know you're actually leaving what you're supposed to become,
Yeah.
right? Because you're just focused on competing and try to be number one.
Now, we Africans, we have our own unique sounds, and they are much out there in the market right now. Now, what do you think makes the African rhythm to be so magnetic to the rest of the world?
Well, I think it's first is our source. Um, you see, this question has been out there. A lot of people are trying to find out. Some people, like in the Western countries, are trying to find out so they can use it. But you
Yeah.
see, it's us. Yes, we're Africans and we're special. I'm not saying other people are not, but I mean, sorry, but we're special, right?
Yeah, oh
So there's
yeah.
this thing. I honestly I can't place it, but there's this thing about us, right? Whenever we touch something, it becomes just extraordinary. Do you understand? So we have our uniqueness. We're blessed with that, right? So it could be our rhythm, it could be our mother tongue, the way we infuse our mother tongue in our songs, our rhythm, our vibe, our culture. This is our identity, right? This is what we represent. So, and we boldly carry this. That's why it's even obvious, because we carry it anywhere we go. So if you ask me to specifically point one thing, I honestly would not be able to. But
To do
like
that.
I said, it's more like, I mean, there's this thing they say I follow come, yeah. So it's inbuilt, and
Factory
that's why,
setting.
yeah, exactly, and that's why people cannot copy it. That's why you
Yeah.
see a lot of people try to do our thing, but they can't even do it as better or sound as
Yeah.
good as we sound on it. So it's
So,
just it's just in us. It's our
but then
source. It's our
again, but
soul.
then again, I mean, you've been doing this for a while now. How many years have you been in doing music? I mean, I know you said secondary school, but professionally, how long have you been doing it?
Yeah, professionally, I would say a decade. Yeah, I've been in the game for a decade now.
10 years.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But that means
Yeah.
somebody influenced your style, right? Or who are the people that you would say you look up to in the kind of style that you want to use in your music?
Yeah, I mean, at the early stage, I had artists like Two Face, I had artists like Phase, P Square
Like the
at the time,
plantation
because
boys.
and exactly, and that's why with the addition of P Square, that's why you have me sing and dance like a complete performer, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, but evolving, right? I mean, I still have, if you listen to my music, you still find some sort of some touch from these people, because they had like a huge influence in my musical career, yeah. But I've been able to grow, I've been able to evolve and see how I can blend, like I said, the current kind of vibe or current kind of style of music to what I have. So not losing myself, but being in tune with the time, and being able to carry the Gen Zs, along with what I'm
do, you,
doing.
do you recall do you recall your first major performance? I mean, had to be in front of a crowd. How did that make you feel? And tell us a story around that.
Wow, my first major performance as a musician. Let me let me
Yeah.
let me let me spell that out, because I my first time on stage was as a comedian. I was a stand-up comedian. A lot of people don't
Okay.
know about this. Yeah, but I don't think I'm funny anymore. But you see, my first performance as a musician, it was really, really, it was a nice experience. I was a bit, I was scared, stage fright and all of that. But one thing that got me going, and I think it all started from that day, because the moment I saw how people were involved in what I was doing. And after the performance, a lot of people came to me and said, "Oh, how you connected with the audience was important. You connected with us. We connected with what you were doing. Keep doing this. Don't stop." So that first, you see, that first performance was everything, and that's why I try to tell people when you go for events and you see an artist you don't know perform, always support them. That might be their first performance, and for some that might be their last. Depends
Mm,
on how yeah, it depends on how you cheer them, right?
yeah.
Some people come for events and they are just focused on the popular artist alone. The popular artist alone will not just make the show. Every other artist that comes on that stage, in one way or the other, makes that show what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
So they need that accolade as well.
Yeah.
So that's what it is for me.
All
Okay.
right, thank you very much. If the global recognition, because they want to collaborate with our kind of music, Africans, we do beautiful music, just like you said. You are so concerned about the lyrics, the messages, and all that. But sometimes, because we want to be recognized globally, some artists tend to bend their rules. They want to fall to the side of global recognition. Now, the question is, don't you think these global recognitions are dampening or watering down the messages that the African music carries?
Okay, so first, yeah, I would say that you see, music, whatever kind of song you do, whatever kind of message it is you want to push out there, there there is definitely an audience that's going to consume it,
Okay.
right? Now, as much as I try not to downplay on anybody's, music or style of music or message, um, it, it's important for us to keep whatever makes us special,
Mm,
right? If we
yeah.
say that our message is what makes us unique, I think it's only important for us to stick to that and keep
Yeah.
that uniqueness. I've seen a couple of artists that, go across board, right? And when they go and try to go out of our style, out of our kind of like our identity, you
Yeah.
see that sometimes the sound doesn't really do justice, right? So I think it's more important for us to remain original. Just whatever makes us original, it's only fair for us to keep that. You might want to talk about something different in your music. It's
Yeah.
not a problem, right? I mean, like I said, there'll always be an audience out there that's going to consume that, right?
Yeah.
But it's only important for us to keep whatever makes us original as Africans.
Okay. Okay. I mean that it's thankful you already led into the question I wanted to ask. So drive us through your own creative process. What makes your kind of sound? How do you write your songs essentially? Just drive us through the process.
Well, for me, I write songs of my experiences. I write songs of other people's experiences as well.
Mm,
But I would say of recent, it would be 50-50, like in terms
mm,
of mine and others. Um, if I'm writing a love song right now, because I'm married and I have kids, I mean, there's a lot in the house that's really going to, inspire me to say some, really nice love lyrics, right?
mm,
And then of other people's experiences, like I wrote a song about the economy. There are other songs that I have unreleased as well, where I was basically talking about a friend of mine who's had like a rough path in his life. So
mm.
sometimes it's not just about me, like I said, it's about other people. And I
Yeah.
try to, use experiences because that's how I think people can relate, because it's easier for me to tell a story that has happened for you to understand and connect than for me to just, fabricate stories. I know artists basically make believe, but sometimes I try to always want to, bring it as close as possible. So you can not just hear it, but you can feel it. You can feel whatever I'm saying and like, oh, this is fact, right? So that for me is how I, I kind of like write songs. Production wise, I mean, I'm a producer, but I basically don't produce all my songs. I kind of like collaborate with producers as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I have producers like RJ. I've worked with RJ. I've worked with Fleet Ties. I work with a couple of producers, yeah. So the production process is usually seamless, if you ask me. You know, when you have creatives come together, what do you expect? It's boom, explosive ideas and all. And yeah, yeah. And I try to most times work with more producers, you know, in a particular track, just so we can
Okay.
explore ideas.
Okay, so this is it, right? I am a young person and I like to sing because that's what stresses everybody. Since you're in the creative, I like to sing and I want to go professional. What would you tell me to be my first step?
First step will be first you have to believe in the first thing you are doing. Try it. First thing is believe, right? And when you go to the studio to do a song, you know, there's this thing they used to tell us then. Don't think that the song you're producing is going to blow you immediately,
Okay.
right? It's usually a risk, right?
Okay.
So, and that's why you have people release songs upon songs upon songs because honestly, you don't know what's going to pull you out there. But why I choose to say believe first is you have to believe because if you don't believe and that first song does not blow you, you see that's when depression comes up. That's when people tend to just give up easily. So, but you have to believe first of all that what I'm coming in to do, whether it works now or tomorrow, I'm here, right? I'm still gonna do it. Come rain, come sun, I'm still gonna do it. So the first thing to do is to believe first in that art that you're trying to walk into, and then just keep moving.
All right.
Be in motion, really.
Okay, so I want to ask, as a producer, what sound or instruments inspire you while creating your music?
The keyboard.
The keyboard.
Oh,
Mm. So
Yeah.
you play that instrument more?
Yeah, I play that more, and then whenever I play that, I mean, I could write tons of songs off just playing the keyboard. That's how inspired I get whenever I'm playing the keyboard. Yeah.
So which comes to you first? Because I know there are some people like that. They get songs before they get the beat. Or for you, is it the beat before the song?
So for me, it's the song before the beat. These days, I get the vibe before the beat. I get the vibe. So I could just sit here and the moment I just understand what I want to talk about, I just get the vibe and the rhythm, and the next thing, the beat just comes. I mean, I can't even really remember when last I got a song off a beat. It's just, yeah, the vibe just comes and then boom, yeah.
many people argue that the music industry does not lack talent, but we lack structure. So they feel that it is not well structured. So do you think this is as a result, or what do you think is the cause of the structure? First of all, do you even agree with it that we do not lack talent because there are so many talents out there, but there's no structure of any kind? Maybe the policies, maybe the business, whatever it is. Do you really think that there need to be structure in the music industry?
Yes, I mean, where there's no structure, there's no success really. You might want to talk about the number of talents we have in terms of creatives in the music industry, but when there's no structure to manage those talents, you tend to have a lot of issues. I remember there was a time on social media where music giants were saying things like a lot of Nigerian artists are beginning to build so much that they don't even understand that there's a certain economic crisis that the nation is or the country is going through. So, I mean, when there's a structure, you see that people begin to understand, oh, this is how what the nation is looking like. This is where a certain fee is supposed to be. This is, you know, when there's structure, we'll be able to cope issues like piracy. When there are structures, we're able to have, you know, show promoters do proper shows, you understand, and have artists. So when you have too many talented artists and these artists don't even get shows to perform, that just gets to show you that there's no proper structure, right? There isn't any proper structure. So as much as we appreciate talent, we should appreciate structures. We all have structures in our homes.
Yeah.
That's why we live peacefully. That's why we know that, oh, we're supposed to recharge the NEPA bill, we're supposed to subscribe the DSTV, we're supposed to do this. We know how we manage ourselves and
Yeah.
everything because there's a structure, there's a plan. So it's important for us all to, in the music industry, to have that structure. That's going to help to even add value and even increase in revenue in terms of ex- exporting the talents we have here in Nigeria.
All right. Okay. Erosion in expression. The rebirth. Coming up 7th, am I
Yeah,
right?
November.
7th of
Yeah,
November.
yes.
Can you tell us about it? Because many people are eager to hear about it.
Yeah, erosion in expression. I mean, as the name implies, it's me saying that I have so much to express. There's a lot of talent in me that I want the world to see. It's beyond me performing on someone else's stage and having just 3 minutes to do one song. It is me having my stage to share my music to the world and express myself. Yeah, this is the third edition. Like you rightly said, will be happening on the 7th of November. That's next week, Friday, at Terra Culture VI, 7 p.m. No African Man time. Yeah, so like I said, yeah, exactly. It's important to note that. Now, I'm not just going to be doing this alone. I have other, top giants in their field coming to support me, like the comedians I have at Jabo, a cappella, MOP. I have other top musicians coming to support as well. Now, there's also another side to the event that is even dear to me. It's the give back part where I kind of like give back to the visually impaired. So we conduct more like a music competition between two visually impaired schools where a winner will emerge and come perform on the day of the event. So we try to give them a voice as well, cash prizes and music production and promotion, right? So it's a family event. There's a concert, there's comedy, there's fun. There's a lot to be thankful and be happy
Okay.
for. So
Well, I
so we
mean,
chose Friday this time.
yeah. Because no, I want to interrupt you there a bit because when you said, "Oh, it's a family affair and everything," then you tagged it the rebirth. You don't turn born again because the rebirth. Well, why did you name the rebirth?
Okay, so it's the rebirth because I mean we where if you were there at the last edition, it was themed the journey. Now we've
Okay.
been through the journey from where we started to this point. Now the rebirth simply tells you that this is the how do I put it, is a new season, right? This is
Okay.
a new person here, and you could also see that in my sound, right? The kind of sound I'm putting out right now. So the rebirth is not just in the concerts. The rebirth is in the person. The rebirth is in the music. The rebirth is in the season. You understand? So,
Yes.
and the rebirth is also, if you believe, it's also for you, right? That's, I mean, you're coming into a new season for yourself. So a season where there will be laughter, there will be good music to enjoy, there will be everything nice, basically. So it's just us having fun.
I know. I know art. I know art tells different sides of a story. I think last week we had a curator come and then he was telling us how somebody might scribble, just do a big scribble, and then somebody else will look at it and then see the story behind just a scribble, not
Behind
like the
it.
kind of art
Hmm.
that we see. Now, I know you already have your style in music, but then again, and it's influenced by a lot of things. I wanted you to be specific on the kind of things that probably influence your style of music, not just the songs that you write, your style of music. What influences it?
Well, I, you got me on that one. But you see, for me, when it comes to style, it's more to what people are vibing. As much as we try to be original, we also need to evolve, right? I mean, if I keep dishing out sounds from the 1940s, I don't think you have me on this interview, right? Yeah. So it's more like evolving and trying to see what's happening. So everything happening around right now, kind of like it's shaping my sound, right? It's having some sort of positive effects in how I choose to sound right now. Yeah. So I can't really, point something and say, okay, this is a particular thing. But in real time, I'm just gonna, just say the Gen Zs right now because this is their time, right? So we all have to try to see how we can, do songs that is also going to, be in touch with them while we also pass our message. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So after the concert, where do you see your music? At what level do you see your music?
Well, I see it higher than where it is right now. And like I said, for the concert right now, we're doing the third edition. It means that I've had fans who've been with me from the first, second, third. So it means the music is going to go higher than where it is right now. That when we come back for the fourth edition, before you know what's happening, we're building a community, right? So it's definitely going to grow beyond here. Well, I mean, we're already getting recognition outside the country. We're getting collaboration offers,
Okay.
outside the country. So that tells you that yeah, we're actually on the right space. We're doing the
Mm.
right thing. We're
Okay.
growing with time, like I said. Yeah. So
Let me take you back a little. It's still regarding the concert. You said there will be a session whereby people who
Visually
are
impaired.
visually impaired will be part of the show. Now the question is, why did you choose those who are visually impaired? Why not all the people?
okay, so in our society, yeah, I'm not just saying this because I want to blame anybody. I mean, it happens. We get too busy that we forget a lot of things or a lot of people and this kind of people, right? So, but you see, these people are humans and these people are talented as well. Well, one of the things that actually, started this whole thing for me was growing up as a kid when my dad had some sort of eye issues as well at the time, but luckily he didn't go blind. But it was one that actually had a really really strong effect on the family at the time when it happened. So I was moved by that, and growing up listening to the likes of Kubams. And by the way, Kubams was there for the last edition.
Do you have songs or do you plan to make songs that does not need or does not use the English? Okay, let me not use the English a lot. Do you have songs that are going to be written in the languages of Africans?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I have songs like that out already, and
Okay.
I intend to put out more songs like that. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
I
use
intend to
pidgin
put out more
English.
songs like that.
Use Yoruba, Igbo,
Yeah,
Hausa.
just
What the songs are
just
there?
just just the mother tongue,
Yeah.
Igbo, Yoruba,
Okay.
Hausa. Just
Anyway, we're wrapping up. So
yeah.
just give us your final thoughts. I mean, where do you see African sounds, your sounds being in next, let's say, next decade?
I mean, yeah, should I say we'll take over the world? We have taken over the world already. We have taken over the world. So
Mm,
we're just gonna be there for as long as we can. We've taken over the world really. Our sound is one that everybody understands right now. Everybody's trying to be part of, everybody's trying to associate with. So it means we've done our part. And for
mm.
me, in my own little way, my music is also cutting across as well. So yeah, I mean, we're
Okay.
just
So
gonna
give
be
us
there.
give us your
We're not
final
just gonna
message
take over the world
to
alone.
young or budding African artists out there looking to blow. Just give them a word of advice.
Yeah. So first thing I'm gonna say is let nobody tell you it's not possible, and don't keep that music inside of you. You don't die with that music. You don't know who out there is waiting to hear that music. Okay, so release it, put it out there, let it go. Nobody's saying that song is gonna blow you up, but just let it go. You understand? As a creative, as a musician, just feed the world. Let your music leave. Do you understand? And you don't know what's gonna come out of it, right? So yeah, that's basic.
Thank you so much, Henry Sean, for being with us on the show today. It's been a wonderful conversation. As Henry Sean gets up for his concert titled Expression the Rebirth, his story reminds us that true artistry is not just about sound, it is about evolution, emotion, and identity. His journey from passion to purpose embodies the spirit of African creativity, being bold, being soulful, and of course, unfiltered. Africa's creative economy is becoming one of the continent's strongest exports, from Afrobeats to fashion, film, and of course, performance art, redefining how the world sees the African narrative. Artists like Henroshan are leading this renaissance, showing that creativity is not just a career, it is a voice, a bridge, and a form of power. Thank you so much, Henroshan, for joining us today on Just Africa. It was nice having
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you guys at the event on Friday night.
Of course, if you invite us, we'll be there.